Welcome to Wrestler of the Week, week number 1 for 2025. It pretty much works like this. If you are a professional wrestler and you made the most impact over the past 7 days, you will be named Wrestler of the Week. Every week, points will be tabulated, and whoever has the most points at the end of the calendar year will be named the male and female Wrestler of the Year. And welcome to Wrestler of the Week for week number 1 of 2025. And normally we do a top 10 list for the men and the women, but because this is week 1 and really it's covering the first 2 weeks of the world of professional wrestling, we're actually going to do a top 15 for both the men and the women. So let's just get right into it. And the top 15 women's wrestlers of the week are: at number 15, we got Koki Amari, who defeated Chika Goto to retain her GHC women's title at Marigold First Dream. Coming in at 14 are the new Marigold Twin Star title holders, Wazilla and Tang, who defeated Chiaki and Nagisa Nozaki for those titles. At number 13, we have Tormenta, who won the WOW World title in a Battle Royal. At number 12, we got Chris Statlander from AEW, who defeated Toni Storm and Willow Nightingale for the number 1 spot in the Women's Casino Gauntlet match on AEW Dynamite. Stephanie Vacker and Shotzi, who both lay claim to Fallon Henley's NXT North American Women's title, are at number 11. Vacker by winning a fatal 4-way against Kalani Jordan, Cora Jade, and Lola Vice, and Shotzi, who pinned the champ herself on the winning side of a 6-woman tag, both occurring at NXT New Year's Evil. Coming in at number 10 is the role model Bayley for winning a number 1 contenders fatal 4-way against former champ Nia Jax, Naomi, and Bianca Belair, and now she will face off against new champ Tiffany Stratton on next week's SmackDown. The number 9 slot belongs to 2 former champs, Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez, who both held it down in defeat against Rhea Ripley and Julia respectively. But this is really a celebration of their amazing title runs, and here's hoping for continued success for both as they have earned their spot. Pledge allegiance to the WWE Women's Champ Chelsea Green for defeating Michin via nefarious means to retain her title on Friday Night SmackDown, and that lands her at number 8 for this week. We have a new Marigold National United champ in Mai Sakurai, who would defeat Miku Aono at Marigold First Dream, and that lands her in the number 7 position. Also from Marigold First Dream, coming in at number 6, is the new Marigold World Champ in Utami Hayashida, who would defeat a Game Sarai at the event, pushing the young Joshi promotion into a new era. The number 5 spot belongs to Mayu Iwatani of New Japan, who defeated AZM at Wrestle Kingdom 19 to retain the IWGP Women's title. Mercedes Moné continues to collect belts, and her win over Mina Shirakawa to win the Rev Pro Women's title at Wrestle Dream, and that lands her at number 4 this week. The Beautiful Madness Julia comes in at number 3 for winning the NXT Women's title from Roxanne Perez at NXT New Year's Evil to kickstart a new era for the brand. It's Tiffy time! Our runner-up for Female Wrestler of the Week is none other than Tiffany Stratton, who shocked the world as she cashed in Money in the Bank on Nia Jax to become the WWE Women's World Champ, and the 25-year-old is just starting out what I think will be a legendary career. And the Female Wrestler of the Week is the Eradicator and everyone's mommy, Rhea Ripley, for reclaiming her WWE Women's World title against Liv Morgan at Raw Netflix number 1. Welcome to your rightful place back on top. And the top 15 male wrestlers of the week are El Phantasmo from New Japan, who retained his IWGP Junior Heavyweight title at Wrestle Kingdom 19. Jey Uso comes in at number 14, and that's for his big win over Drew McIntyre at Netflix's Raw number 1. The AEW Tag Team Champs Private Party would defeat Action Andretti and Leo Rush on Collision to retain their AEW Tag Team titles. Powerhouse Hobbs would win the Men's Casino Gauntlet match, and he now has a number 1 contender shot against Jon Moxley and his AEW World title at next week's Dynamite, and that lands him at number 12. At number 11 is Lexis King, who at NXT New Year's Evil would win the Heritage Cup against Charlie Dempsey. Coming in at number 10 this week is AEW TNA champ Daniel Garcia, who successfully defended his title in consecutive Collision episodes, first against Mark Briscoe, then Katsuyori Shibata, and was heavily featured in the men's Casino Gauntlet match. The number 9 slot belongs to the new IWGP Tag Team champs, the Young Bucks, who defeated United Empire and Los Ingobernables de Japan at Wrestle Dream, and a return to Japan may be what is currently needed for the Bucks. Yota Tsuji, the current IWGP Global Heavyweight title holder, would push back against David Finlay and Jack Perry respectively at Wrestle Kingdom 19 and Wrestle Dynasty, and that leaves him at number 8 for the week. Konosuke Takeshita of AEW comes in at number 7, and he had a busy first couple of weeks defeating Shingo Takagi at Wrestle Kingdom 19 to retain his AEW International title, while also beating Tomohiro Ishii at AEW Wrestle Dream to win the IWGP Never Openweight title. Mercedes Moné isn't the only belt collector. It takes two to tango, and I need to give flowers to the number 6 wrestler of the week, Gabe Kidd from New Japan, who put up a hell of a fight in defeat against Kenny Omega at Wrestle Kingdom 19, and I see big things in 2025 for Gabe. The Tribal Chief Roman Reigns defeated Solo Sikoa on Raw as Netflix number 1 in Tribal Combat, officially reclaiming the title of Tribal Chief and the right to the bloodline, and that lands him at number 5. Let's see how things go for him now that he has officially entered himself in the 2025 Royal Rumble. The number 4 wrestler of the week is current IWGP Heavyweight Champ Zack Sabre Jr. of New Japan for defeating both Shota Umino and Ricochet respectively at Wrestle Kingdom 19 and Wrestle Dynasty. CM Punk, who comes in at number 3, continues to roll along, winning the big main event match on Raw's Netflix number 1 against Seth Rollins. Let's see where his road to main event in WrestleMania finally leads to. Coming in at number 2 this week is the ruler, Obafemi of NXT, who at NXT New Year's Evil would win the NXT World title by defeating Trick Williams and Eddie Thorpe, and I am excited for the era of the ruler. And the wrestler of the week for week number 1 is Kenny Omega of AEW for winning essentially the first match of the year contender against Gabe Kidd at Wrestle Kingdom 19 in an inspired performance after his return from diverticulitis, and on top of all of that seems to be in an angle with Will Ospreay that may flip AEW on its head. Welcome back, Cleaner. And here are the standings for the men and the women for week number 1 of Wrestler of the Week. We got a lot of things going on. We are on the road to the Royal Rumble. We are on the road to TNA Genesis. We are on the road to AEW Revolution. So much going on in the world of professional wrestling, and I cannot wait to bring you all of my thoughts, all of my feelings, and bring back Wrestler of the Week for you. So let's just go. How did you feel about my choices for Wrestler of the Week? Do you agree or disagree? Share your thoughts, leave your comments, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit that bell icon so you can get notifications as well. Thanks a lot, everyone. Take care.